Good morning, everybody. My name is Christophe Janssens. I am the chairman of the Belgian Committee of the Blue Shield. And I would like to thank the International Blue Shield for this opportunity for presenting the Belgian Committee. Our committee was founded in the year 2000. It was the first national committee of the Blue Shield. The constitution of our committee was published in the Belgian official gazette, Belgisch Staatsblad, Moniteur Belge, in 2000, but the organization began operating already in 1996-97. Its efforts in recent years have been chiefly directed towards raising awarenesses of the issues surrounding disaster prevention and intervention in natural and other disasters which pose a threat to cultural heritage. The committee comprises both ex officio members and individual members. The ex officio members are representing Belgian official agencies and Belgian members of international organizations like ICOM, ICOMOS, ICA, IFLA. Most of our members are individual members who, on professional basis, are or have been involved in the conservation and management of heritage. At this moment, we have 75 individual members. This is a view of our seat. The registered office of the Belgian Committee situated in the Royal Institute of Cultural Heritage, KIK-IRPA, in Brussels. And the activities of the committee are coordinated by the board of directors, which is appointed by the General Assembly of members. Specialists are regularly invited to attend the meeting of the board. The General Assembly is held each year. At that assembly, a report on the previous year's activities is presented next to an overview of the future. There is generally also a short presentation focusing on one of the themes falling within the scope of the committee's activities. The General Assembly deliberates on the acceptance of new members proposed by the board. From its start, the Belgian Committee of the Blue Shield has been primarily concerned with raising awarenesses, formulating and updating disaster plans, and formulating scenarios for interventions and aftercare, and sharing experiences concerning fires or floods which affect movable and immovable heritage. This work mainly results in the production of text and the organization of seminars. First of all, we have organized a series of colloquia and seminars, and the first seminar was organized in Brussels yet in 1998, to be followed by several more. At least one seminar has been organized annually since 2014. The partners in this seminar were the municipal executives of the city where the seminar was held, as well as ICOM, ICOMOS, the Brussels Capital Region, the Flemish Center for Cultural Heritage, FARO, the Flemish Library, Archives and Documentation Association, and the Association des Archivistes Francophones de Belgique, and also the Royal Institute for Cultural Heritage. The seminars bring together both those responsible for managing cultural heritage and specialists on disaster prevention and control. Together with the Ministry of Defense and the Belgian Red Cross, a hostile environment awareness training course was created in 2017. The Belgian Committee of the Blue Shield was requested by the Ministry of Defense to select 16 candidates. The week-long course, which was free, took place in Brussels and Arlon. It was aimed at persons who could or will be sent out as volunteers with the Army and the Red Cross to rescue cultural heritage in war zones. The committee is for 5 years yet extremely concerned about the growing illegal trade of works of art. In 2015, the Belgian Committee of the Blue Shield was confronted with the dismantling of the Arts and Antiquities Research Unit of the Federal Police by the federal government. Evidently, the implementation of this policy has major consequences for the combat against art theft and the illegal trade in art and archaeological artifacts. The committee was and remains deeply concerned about this policy decision by the Belgian government, and since 2016 has repeatedly sought clarification from the relevant federal ministers. The committee has also pointed out that the illegal trade in art is one of the sources of funding of international terrorism, and that it has been established that Belgium has become a hub of this illegal trade. By contrast, the problem of the illegal trade in works of art did receive attention in wider political circles in 2017-2018. The committee also collaborated on the final editing of the findings and recommendations for the governments, which was adopted by the Belgian Senate on the 15th of June 2018. The text of this document is available as a PDF in Dutch and French from the Senate website. The Senate document is highly pertinent, but the question remains as to whether the competent authorities will actually do anything with them. 2021 was a year of great challenges for the Belgian Committee. In July 2021, we were alerted and asked for help and advice by museums and parishes and archival repositories in the province of Liège, who were struck by flood. Some members of the committee were there to coordinate the help and the work of many volunteers, which is still continuing. We try to match demand from damaged cities and supply from volunteers with online forms. After disaster, a crisis committee worked for 4 months to coordinate the follow-up care. A fundraising action was set up in collaboration with the King Baudouin Fund. We have successfully completed a project with the Walloon government to support our operations. It allowed us to appoint an administrative and technical assistant in a freelance status of 1 day a week during 6 months. We participate also in the meetings of UNESCO Vlaanderen, the Flemish branch of the Belgian UNESCO Committee. At the meeting in 2021, we presented for a limited audience the action for help and rescue in Wallonia after the catastrophic flood of July 21. In 2021 also, we have also organized 3 webinar conferences for our members, and also 3 lectures were given, 2 for students at the Conservation and Restoration Department of the University of Antwerp, and 1 at the meeting of the expert group in calamities of PARO, the Flemish Heritage Center. 2022 brings the continuation of our core business. This year, our attention goes again to lobbying to maintain the Art and Antiquities Research Unit of the Belgian Federal Police. From January until today, our action was reactivated as the last police officer of that research unit retired. We protested again with an open letter to the Minister of the Interior, and politicians were contacted. They have held interpellations in the federal parliament. In light of the current war in Ukraine, it is clear that once more cultural heritage is in jeopardy in countries that are affected by war and terrorism. Not only that, but heritage is often deliberately targeted, being consciously destroyed or sold to finance the war effort or terrorism. That heritage, whether it is our own or that of the citizens of Syria, the Palestine territories, Ukraine, or elsewhere, concerns all of us. This year also, we are invited to participate in training for actions to rescue heritage objects, one in the Cathedral of Antwerp in March, tomorrow, and one in the province of Walloon-Brabant in October. What are our future actions and plans now? The committee encourages the Belgian regions and communities to draw up lists of cultural heritage which are protected under the Hague Conventions. This entails, primo, compiling a list of material cultural heritage which comes under general protection. I would note here that this is not a full list of all cultural heritage that is protected by law, decree or ordinance. And secondo, compiling a list of material cultural heritage which receives special protection. In practice, this means cultural heritage which is on the UNESCO World Heritage List. And then activities to do that are the following. Increase our membership, organize webinar sessions on projects concerning restoration, organize an annual seminar, offer training sessions and produce publications, continue our collaboration with the Belgian Interdepartmental Working Group on Human Rights, who is currently coordinating the actions related to aid for cultural property of Ukraine, develop a checklist in partnership with ICOM, which can be used where heritage institutions are struck by disasters, advising master thesis projects on heritage protection, continue the campaign to reactivate the Arts and Antiquities Research Unit of the Federal Police, raise our profile so that we are able to offer our services during catastrophes in Belgium, improve and increase our contacts with Blue Shield International, seek out grants and subsidies, very important for our activities, collaborate on a second edition of the Hostel Environment Awareness Training course in 2023, and collaborate with the Belgian committees and the communities and regions and receive support from their governments. Together with our founding members, we are consulting to see how we can respond to requests for help from Ukrainian heritage managers. And in the longer term, we wish to, primo, increase the contact and exchanges with other national committees as well as with Blue Shield International, and secondo, be the Belgian coordinator for rescue actions at home and abroad in relation to cultural property protection. In this brief presentation, I have tried to tell you a little more about the Belgian Committee of the Blue Shield, about our activities of the committee, and about our plans for the future. A meeting such as this acts an important stimulus in that regard. I thank you very well for your kind attentions and apologize for the technical problems we have got. Thank you.